Hello everyone, with me for TVS News, and these are the headlines. Abang Johari said, strive to attain development, the real meaning of independence. Malaysian must defend the country's sovereignty. Leader girl heard in air by Roop Kite. To achieve the real meaning of independence, we must fight for the state's development. Those are the words of Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg. However, such struggle must be executed in a peaceful and harmonious environment and in a stable political climate.
Suasana yang tidak menentu akibat ketidaktenteraman sosial dan perlingkahan politik akan mendatangkan kerugian kepada semua. Bayangkan apa akan terjadi kepada kita semua jika kita menempuh pandemik COVID-19 tanpa sebuah kerajaan, persekutuan yang fungsional. Dan bayangkanlah bagaimana para pelabur akan mengelak untuk datang melabur di negara atau negeri kita jika kerajaan tidak stabil seperti berlaku di banyak negara di Timur Tengah dan Afrika.
When delivering his keynote address during the National Day 2020 celebrations, Abang Johari said it is important to be under a federal government in regards to the state's safety and prosperity.
Pada penghujung Februari lepas, ketika negara kita menghadapi kemelut politik di Putrajaya dan negara terumbang-ambing tanpa kerajaan, Sarawak telah memilih untuk memastikan terbentuknya sebuah kerajaan persekutuan yang stabil demi semangat kebangsaan yang kita dukung dan kepentingan negara keseluruhannya.
However, Abang Johari said, although federalism is not a concept that is without merits, Sarawak has special rights enshrined in the federal constitution in which the Sarawak government will continue to fight for. Abang Johari was referring to the Sarawak's oil and gas situation, an issue close to the hearts of Sarawakians. And with the Sarawak government's recent victory at the High Court, the polemic has been resolved.
Kerajaan Persekutuan sudah mengiktiraf hak Sarawak terhadap kuasa negeri ke atas sumber minyak dan gas. Petronas telah memberi komitmen untuk membayar cukai jualan yang dikenakan ke atas produk minyak dan gas untuk ekspor seperti yang telah diputuskan oleh Mahkamah Tinggi.
This year's National Day celebrations themed Malaysia Prihatin, which emphasizes the spirit of patriotism, unity and love for the country. A theme embraced by all Malaysians regardless of race, religion or political belief. As such, reflects clearly on Sarawak government's attitude in caring and being a people-centric government.
Bagi kita di negeri Sarawak, pada tahun ini genaplah kita mencapai 57 tahun dalam Malaysia. Dan untuk sekian lama, kita meningkat dewasa dan matang di dalam suasana yang terus terang, damai dan juga harmoni. Ini kerana adanya perasaan muhibah, sikap toleransi yang tinggi dan cara bersederhana yang membolehkan kita memahami dan mengerti antara satu sama lain. Ini kita lakukan sebab kita sentiasa bersama-sama dengan kerajaan, kita bersama-sama akur dengan pemimpin-pemimpin yang dahulu dan juga yang sekarang, yang telah meletakkan satu landasan yang cukup baik dan kukuh untuk kita semua.
Karim reminded the people not to take things for granted as the state's achievements are a culmination of efforts by previous leaders, from first Chief Minister Stephen Kalong Ningkan all the way to its present Datuk Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg. Karim also said, as a caring government, they have always strived to develop the state in the best way possible.
Dalam tempoh 57 tahun kita dalam Malaysia, kita telah berjaya mengecapi beberapa tahap pembangunan. Sekarang banyak projek-projek yang besar seperti Pan Borneo, pembinaan jambatan dan juga infrastruktur lain, kemajuan kawasan perindustrian skor dan lain-lain telah bergerak dan kita harap kita dapat menikmati lonjakan ekonomi yang lebih baik dan jalan yang sempurna dalam beberapa tahun yang akan datang.
However, Karim noted that without the support from the people, the Sarawak government won't be able to meet its ambitious targets. Reiterating his call for Sarawakians to continue supporting the state government to ensure a firm and stable administration in order to see a robust development. He also urged the younger generation to acquire as much knowledge as possible in order to become the leaders of the future.
The Sarawak Second Highway Network will pave Sri Aman's new economic environment and growth. According to Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg, the highway network will pass through the Sebuyau, Lingga and Roban districts in the Sri Aman division.
Efforts to develop the Sri Aman division would be mobilized through a master plan called the Sri Aman Development Area (SADA), which aims to oversee an economic enhancement in the area.
Saya yakin jaringan lebuh raya kedua yang melewati Sri Aman melalui Sebuyau dan Lingga dan terus ke Roban akan memberi suntikan yang diperlukan untuk menghidupkan suasana ekonomi yang lebih vibrant bagi kawasan Sri Aman. Usaha-usaha untuk memajukan kawasan Sri Aman nanti akan digulingkan melalui sebuah perancangan induk yang dipanggil Sri Aman Development Area atau SADA. SADA akan melihat keseluruhannya bagaimana bahagian Sri Aman boleh diangkat dari segi pembangunan ekonominya.
He said this in his speech on the eve of the state-level National Day celebration in Simanggang on Sunday. He explained that the 225 kilometers highway from Kuching to Cebu is worth 6 billion ringgit, is now at the design stage and expected to be tendered this year. Meanwhile, Abang Johari said Sarawak has the potential for food production, and by using new technologies and marketing approaches, Sri Aman could be a major contributor.
Kawasan ini berpotensi dari segi pertanian seperti tanaman padi dan nenas, khususnya untuk tujuan ekspor. Sarawak mempunyai potensi yang begitu besar dari segi pengeluaran makanan. Namun, potensi ini harus dimanfaatkan secara sistematik menggunakan teknologi dan kaedah pemasaran yang baru.
Abang Johari added that the division has great potential in tourism, offering Sarawak's culture and nature.
Dari segi sektor pelancongan, memang kawasan Sri Aman ada potensi yang baik dengan adanya tempat-tempat seperti empangan batang air, culture and nature tourism bagi kawasan seperti Sekerang dan Batang Lamana. Kehidupan orang hutan di Taman Negara Batang Air, Benak, Batang Lupa, kehidupan liar di kawasan payak tanah gambut seperti Taman Negara Maludang dan yang lain-lain.
Abang Johari reiterated his commitment to advance the Sri Aman division, which he felt has been left behind compared to other areas.
All Malaysians must uphold the trust to maintain the independence, sovereignty and peace of Malaysia. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said, as stated by the first Prime Minister, the late Tunku Abdul Rahman, in the proclamation of independence in 1957, the country should remain independent and sovereign, and all its people be peaceful and prosperous forever.
Inilah amanah besar yang mesti dipikul oleh saya dan saudara-saudari semua. Kita mesti kekalkan kemerdekaan negara kita. Kita mesti pertahankan kedaulatan negara kita. Kita mesti pelihara keamanan negara kita. Kita mesti tegakkan keadilan dan pelihara kebebasan rakyat. Kita mesti pastikan seluruh warga tanah air tercinta ini sejahtera dan sentosa selama-lamanya.
He said this in his 63rd National Day message aired live on Sunday. Muhyiddin said although Malaysia had achieved success and progress as an independent and sovereign country with strong racial unity, there were still challenges to be faced, especially in the effort to become a developed country. He added that the country needs to continue to be transformed into a developed country and the results could be enjoyed by everyone.
A good government must always care about its people, including when facing the COVID-19 pandemic by providing various forms of assistance for their benefit. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said the Perikatan Nasional government will make Prihatin Rakyat as its guiding principle in championing the faith and the people's welfare. The principle had already been translated in the as yet to announce economic stimulus packages.
Kerana itu ketika wabak COVID-19 mula melanda negara dan sektor-sektor ekonomi ditutup, perkara pertama yang dilakukan oleh kerajaan ialah menyediakan pelbagai bentuk bantuan kepada rakyat. Kita sediakan bantuan prihatin nasional, moratorium bayaran pinjaman bank, bantuan kemudahan khas untuk perusahaan kecil dan sederhana, subsidi upah dan lain-lain bentuk bantuan berjumlah 260 bilion ringgit keseluruhannya untuk meringankan beban yang ditanggung oleh rakyat. Alhamdulillah, pelbagai bantuan yang disediakan sedikit sebanyak dapat meringankan beban rakyat di waktu susah.
Muhyiddin said that these steps have now borne fruit as the country's economic sectors have begun to flourish, with more than 15 million workers returning to work and the unemployment rate is experiencing a downward trend from 5.3% in May 2020 to 4.9% in June.
Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin assured that the 1.6 million strong civil service workforce will not be downsized as a result of the ongoing implementation of the electronic government system, e-government.
Muhyiddin said this during a question and answer session when asked whether numbers in the civil service workforce will be reduced once the e-government system is fully implemented. The Prime Minister, however, gave his assurance that while an increase in productivity and public service effectiveness was important, this must not be linked with making the civil service workforce smaller. The application of technologies, he said, would add value to the public delivery service.
Senior Works Minister Datuk Sri Fadilah Yusof on Saturday slammed PKR Vice President's unfounded allegations against the government on its handling of the COVID-19 situation.
Dr. Michael Teo was reported as saying that the government should be proactive in expediting works on abandoned hospital projects in Sarawak. Such a statement, Fadilah said, is a sentiment played by the PKR leaders who distorted the facts by alleging that the delay in hospital projects had resulted in a lack of places to treat COVID-19 patients. Denying the allegations, Fadilah asserted that the government had done its best to provide for the essential needs of the people, including ensuring sufficient facilities. According to Fadilah, the government's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic had been recognized as among the best in the world.
Datuk Sri Tiong King Sing expressed hope that Malaysia's education system will be dedicated in cultivating political literacy and patriotism among the future leaders of the nation. To achieve this, he said, future leaders of the country must be equipped with clear thinking to judge various issues instead of practicing incendiary and ignorant politics.
The Progressive Democratic Party PDP president in his National Day message also hoped for the nation to be able to discriminate between genuine leaders or those who strive to gain power through deceptive and misleading ways. Having been in politics for more than 20 years, Tiong expressed disappointment towards some politicians whom he witnessed to resort to extreme views and deceptive conducts to gain advantage for their own side. The Prime Minister's special envoy to People's Republic of China added, politicians have incessantly hammered along racial lines, religious issues and educational diversity and make incendiary remarks for political mileage, splitting the community without care for the consequences of their actions. Therefore, in conjunction to National Day, he urges Malaysians to reflect on the strong culture of tolerance practiced in Malaysia a decade ago in order to live in harmony and respect each other.
And now the COVID-19 update. Sarawak recorded no new COVID-19 cases today. State Disaster Management Committee SDMC in a statement said there were 12 new persons under investigation reported, with 2 still awaiting results. The total cases of positive COVID-19 at 699, with Alam cluster the only active cluster with 8 cases.
A total of 17 cases are being treated at the isolation wards, 11 at Bintulu Hospital, 5 at Sarawak General Hospital and 1 in Miri Hospital.
Now the world news. A kite flying festival turned terrifying in Taiwan when a 3-year-old girl has been thrown into the air by a gust of wind after being tangled in the tail of a giant kite. The International Kite Festival was being held in the city of Hsinchu, south of the capital Taipei. The video, which circulated widely on social media, shows several people preparing the large long-tailed pale orange kite for flight next to a crowd of viewers. The toddler flew more than 100 feet high for several seconds while onlookers watched helplessly. Local media reported that the girl escaped the ordeal with only minor cuts to her face and neck. That's all from me. I'm Emmanuel Ruben. Anytime, anywhere.